Episode 187. Chiang Cheng gritted his teeth. He wasn't in the habit of asking for help. Even though he was now mimicking Lord Grimm and his crew's movement style, in his view, this was still something he had to rely on himself to pull off. But that Lord Grimm said I'd run out of durability first. Chiang Cheng checked his own durability. It was indeed almost gone. The 24 pursuers behind him hadn't caught up yet, but the gap was visibly closing. Chiang Cheng asked,
Can we really get away?
The distance is shrinking, right? That's just temporary, Lord Grimm replied.
Just as expected, the other side couldn't catch up to them even after a chaotic, full-speed chase. Once their stamina ran out, they could only manage a jog. The gap between them began to widen. Steamed Bun Invasion cried out in delight.
We really are pulling away!
So they're pulling away. Then we don't need to run either.
Why?
Because this test shows their level is limited. We might be able to try fighting them.
We only have 5 people in the party, Tiang Que reminded them.
Make it 6 people. 1,000 city is a person too, you know.
This is just the internet. You never know if the person on the other end is a human or a dog.
Bunny Invasion declared with utmost seriousness.
He's spoken like a human being.
Ye Xiu was a bit exasperated. Chuan Cheng was going crazy with frustration, but just then, Lord Grimm stopped, turned, and looked back at them.
Out of the 24, only one shows any real skill. That battle mage.
Instead of retreating, Ye Xiu sent Lord Grimm charging forward. "Come on!" he shouted.
Shan Yehui is that you?
The 24 men halted. The valley fell into a profound silence. Chen Yehui, whose name had been called, was thoroughly annoyed. From the very start, his plan hit a snag. Lu Hao had to focus on the team's competitive results, leaving him no time to spare for tangling with Ye Xiu in the online game. So Liu Hao handed this task to Chen Yehui, tasking him with obstructing Ye Xiu's progress. But what means could he possibly use to oppose Ye Xiu? He'd given up on competing in dungeons without pro players. After much thought, the only real advantage he could muster was sheer numbers. This time, Jia Shi's guild leader himself was leading the charge into the new server, showing no small ambition. Compared to other guilds, they had actually poured the most manpower into the 10th server. The original plan for Dynasty was to compete fiercely with the other major guilds in the new server and restore its former glory. Who could have guessed that Lord Grimm's appearance would throw the entire 10th server into chaos? Now, the competition between the major guilds seems to have boiled down to just one thing: who can secure Lord Grimm's help. Chen Yehui's heart was filled with bitterness. He'd known all along who Lord Grimm was, and never dared hope he'd come to Excellent Era's aid. As for Chen Yehui, he was a fairly formal member of the club. He was well aware of the various reasons behind Ye Xiu's forced retirement. At this point, the fact that Ye Xiu wasn't deliberately causing trouble for their dynasty guild was already a courtesy. Chen Yehui had no intention of recruiting Lord Grimm. He had been meticulously preparing to deal with him. The usable alternate accounts he had on hand were now nearly depleted. For this very purpose, he had specially trained up this batch of characters, finally reaching the same level as Lord Grimm at level 30. Chen Yehui immediately and without hesitation made his move. He had to strike at Ye Xiu now while he had the chance. If that guy really joined a guild, then his own numerical advantage would vanish. The only pity was that Chen Yiwei's meticulous setup, the flawless encirclement he'd envisioned, the countless contingency plans he'd prepared. Not a single one of them came into play. Zhang Moxiao's clean exit from the party, followed by his aggressive attack on the 4 to break the encirclement, completely blindsided Chen Yehui. His meticulously prepared trap had failed in a single second. Chen Yehui was simply unwilling to accept this. Their encirclement was broken, but their numerical advantage remained. Naturally, they gave chase. They ran and ran, only to see the group they were pursuing. The ones who seemed on the verge of escape. They suddenly stopped, standing fearlessly before their pursuers.
Your movement is terrible, Chen Yehui. I've got your measure now.
Chen Yihui was stunned, finally realizing that leading them on a chase had been a test all along. That kind of movement, the kind that dictates the rhythm of a fight, is high-level stuff reserved for pro players. Few ordinary players could pull that off. With that single test, 11 voice ID Forja Yisiu knew there were no pro-level players like Liu Hao among this group of opponents. Then sheer numbers alone aren't anything to be afraid of. Just then, Qianchen came over and asked,
Ha! What are you trying to do? Wipe them out. Are you insane? Wanting on this? You're serious? Otherwise, why wouldn't we have run?
There's only 6 of us.
Numbers aren't the deciding factor.
It's teamwork and coordination that truly matter.
Qianchen agreed, stepping forward boldly with his battle spear in hand. All right then, let's see what you're made of.
Let's do this.
Right.
Right, go.
At Lord Grimm's call, the team acknowledged in unison. Steamed Bun Invasion and Cold Mist rushed out from behind, but the 3 players flanking Lord Grimm made no attempt to coordinate with them. What's up? Qianchen was bewildered, but Taiyang Qi and Yui Zhongmian had already walked over.
Just chill and play support, bro.
In the time it took to say that, the front lines had already devolved into a chaotic melee. Lord Grimm's Soft Mist and Steamed Bun Invasion stood back in a triangle formation, driving deep into the enemy ranks. They faced enemies from all sides. It looked as if they'd been swallowed up by the crowd. But moments later, amidst a spray of blood, the first to fall was not one of the 3, but their opponent.
Having more people is definitely an advantage, but you need to reach a critical mass first.
It. Lord Grimm suddenly broke formation, darting out from the trio's tight triangular stance. He leapt into the air, unleashing a mountain-shattering strike directly at the personnel. Chen Yihui was frantically rallying for a powerful assault. Chen Yihui's thinking was simple. The lives of the others didn't matter. Taking out Lord Grimm would be a victory in itself.